The M4 AEG, for better or for worse, is the most prolific electric airsoft gun there is out there. And this is without disrespect to any of the other AEGs on the market. With that said, because of its popularity, it just goes hand in glove that there's so many different parts and accessories out there for the M4 AEG or the AR-15 pattern rifles. So due to its popularity, it is with no doubt why we at LayLax have produced a slew of upgrade parts for your M4 AEG. Now, in our series that you're watching now, Airsoft Hi-Lows, we've tackled things such as the High Kappa and, of course, the Chris Vector. Have you watched that? If you haven't, click on the card above. Just pause, click on the card above, and watch the other 2 episodes to give you a good idea of what we do. So, today, we take on the big boy. We tackle the M4 AEG. The premise for Airsoft Hi-Lows, if you do not know or if you're unsure about what this is all about, we take 2 approaches to upgrading your airsoft gun. We take a lower budget approach where we just give it the bare essentials to help your airsoft gun perform a little bit better out of the box. The other approach we do is we take the high approach with a high budget, and we throw a bunch of higher end upgrade parts to your gun to push its performance even further. Now for this episode, we felt like we want to take it to the next extreme. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to take 2 AR-15 or M4 pattern AEGs and we're going to upgrade them just like that, but with a bit of a twist because we're going to try to take things a bit further in this episode. For the low M4, we're going to keep it to that sweet about $150 or sub $150 budget. But for the high M4, we're just going to let Ryan Sensei go nuts. As one of our viewers, Coco Bear, thank you for giving us a suggestion. We're going to do just that. Without further ado, Ryan Sensei, take it away.
Thanks for that, Mark. And yes, today we're going back to basics. You know, every airsofter, whether you started with one or not, has started with some sort of M4 pattern AEG. It's just the easiest and most prolific of all the AEGs out there, and thus comes with a lot of upgrade options. So, like we said, we're going to do 2 types of M4s, starting with the budget M4. And, you know, many people out there, especially United States, have Lancer Tacticals. And what we'll do is we have a Generation 3, the newest type of Lancer Tactical out there, a budget gun in its own, and we'll put in some upgrades to make it somewhat competition worthy with our almost unlimited budget M4 as well. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we have my personal ARP9. Yes, it is 9mm as you can see here, and it is not in 5.56 type of M4, but the gearboxes are exactly the same and everything else, including the hop-up chambers and barrels, are also the same. So we'll just treat them as the same type of gun. Now, this gun here, as Mark has given me permission to basically have the unlimited budget, has a ton of features in it, but let's see how far or how close we can get by upgrading our budget rifle. See how much of a difference there really is. Right guys, so today we're going to take our nice Generation 3 Lancer Tactical, and there is nothing wrong with starting off with a budget base and souping it up so that you too can also get out there and compete with those higher end guns with minimal effort. So let's carry on and see how we can actually do that. So today, before we actually open it up and build it, let me explain what we have here. So as Mark said, we have a sub $150 budget, and that's what we have here. So before I put everything together, I will just show you that we have our new CNC Elite hop-up chamber, which you can flat hop, standard hop, R hop, whatever hop you want to do. This handles it all without the need for any special nozzles. You can just drop it into your M4 and it works with most models. Then coming out to the barrel, instead of going super Gucci with our EG barrels, we'll go with our more budget line, the BC Bright, which is better than the stock barrel and still gives you that more hefty brass feeling, so you have less vibrations and more consistency. Inside the barrel, we have our new 60-degree firm hop-up bucking, which is the one step up from the purple bucking if you're going for 350 to 400 plus FPS builds, which is what we're aiming for here at around 360 FPS. And next we have our new series and line of colored springs, specially coated so that they don't flake everywhere and get all over your gearbox. And this is the MS110 Aqua spring, which will simply bring us from about 330 FPS up to 350, 360 range. And this here you can all do without opening the gearbox, because the Generation 3 Lancers Tactical Series has a true quick change spring system from the back. You just remove one screw, slide this guy into there, lock it, put the screw back in. Easy peasy. And then here, after you assemble the hop-up chamber, the bucking and barrel, or the T-form, you just drop it in to the upper receiver and you are good to go. But if you want to spend a little bit, just a little bit more out of the budget, we can soup it up even more with this fully adjustable M4 trigger that we have just created. And what this guy does is he has two grub screws, one here and one here. And what that does is simply reduce the angle and the travel distance between shots, so you can get really crisp follow-up shots and pair it with this already seated ETU or MOSFET electrical trigger. You can make this guy shoot really fast and snappy. So let's get to building it. Cute lo-fi music.
Lo-fi components of Ryan Sensei.
Blue spring. Whoopsie. There it is, all done. All right, everyone, thank you for watching that really long gearbox rebuild. But we're going to talk about my personal unlimited budget Crazy Boy ARP9 here. So we're not going to crack this all the way open, but I will open the receivers and show you what's going on. Right. So here in the lower receiver, as you can see, we have our gold AEG spring at around MS100, giving us roughly, 330 to 340 FPS, which is great for indoors. And that's basically what I have optimized this gun for, indoor CQB. All the internals in the gearbox are all Prometheus, including the cylinder. The gears are 13:1. Everything's been reshimmed. We also have a high torque 30K motor and a gate titan inside, the advanced version. So that is already pretty spicy, along with our custom trigger, which all it really is for this guy is just a different color to match the aesthetic, because you got to be cool, right? And then we have back here our spring loaded stock, along with a Dean's wire in the back. So the gearbox itself, CNC aluminum, and then as well as all Prometheus parts, like I just said. And then moving on to the upper, going ahead, is the stock upper for the ARP9 with a carbon fiber handguard, and then a shortened outer barrel. And then we're running the same type of thing here with the Elite CNC hop-up chamber and EG barrel tight bore. So basically we have our full build here, and I will put it back together real quick and let Mark try them both out. But this time, since our goal here is to show that while there's nothing wrong with spending as much as you want on your beloved replica or model gun, whatever you want to call it, for those people that want more of a budget build, we can show you that you can get kind of close or similar performance for a fraction of the price. So we're going to start with him trying the Gucci gun first, and then going down to the budget one to see what he thinks. Hi, Mark.
All right, Ryan Sensei.
Yeah.
What have you have in store? What did you do to the low gun?
Right. So I did the thing that is probably the easiest upgrade for any, AEG M4 is you upgrade the chamber, the hop up, and the barrel. Okay. That gives you like 75% of your level up performance, right? Then we went ahead and upgraded the FPS. We added our colored springs because why not? And then lastly, we added our adjustable trigger.
I see. So I'm going to ask the question, what didn't you do to the unlimited budget one?
Right.
What did you not touch?
Unfortunately, everything.
Ah, okay.
Yes. The only thing that's stock is the receiver.
Okay, so everything in there is something else.
Yes, entire gearbox, even the gearbox itself, everything gutted. Whole gearbox been replaced, all Prometheus parts, as well as the barrel and everything. All Prometheus, as well as the trigger unit is a Gate Titan.
Oh.
Fancy motor and all that stuff in there. So yeah, very little left of the original gun.
Okay, well, I guess that means one thing. It's time to shoot both of them. Do I go with the low one first, or you what are the qualifiers this time? I'm sure you talked about it to the audience already, but for my sake, because I'm a dumb ape.
Oh, don't worry. As I just said to the audience a little while ago, is that the point of this is not to be like, hey, look at our guns are so Gucci. It's like, while that's cool and all, and everyone's free to make your gun as crazy as you want, no judgment there. But for those people on a budget or people that are not going 175% on it, they can still get similar performance. So I'm going to start you on the high-end one, let you feel it out, see how it feels when you shoot it. Then we're going to go to the budget one, and you let me know how it feels. Like, is it really that different, or do you think it's like close enough that like, hey, even on a budget, you can still get some like nice juicy trigger response?
Okay, well then let's get to shooting.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are with the expensive gun. I'm quite excited to shoot this. Let's go. Now, I've shot ARP9s before, stock configuration, and they've always been quite good, so I'm interested to see just how different this one is going to feel with all the goodies Ryan Sensei has put in. Okay. This trigger is very good. There's something about the smoothness of this trigger for an AEG and the sensitivity that this thing has with the gate on it that really allows me to drive this thing quite fast. I'm very impressed. Also, our adjustable trigger here does feel very good to the touch. Its size is just right. It feels like such a long time ago where I would rave about certain triggers and how they felt and how much purchase you can get on it. There's something about this trigger, when you put your finger on it, it just feels right. And I have to say, I think Ryan Sensei did put a whole bunch of money in this gun because, well, it sure feels like something really, really Gucci. Now, let's talk about the other one. So here's low M4. You know, I've always been a fan of more budget AEGs, even when I was at the old place. There's something about them. I have an affinity for them. So let's see how this guy does. Okay. Not bad. You know, to be honest, I have to say, the trigger response for this thing is pretty good. I mean, it's way better than any stock trigger that you're going to experience, especially for an AEG that's considered slightly on the budget side. Another thing I want to say is there is a lot of sensitivity because you can adjust this trigger just to how you want it. And the travel is very short. Okay, it's not as sensitive as the, you know, Ryan Sensei's Hi M4. Man, that's got a gate tighten in it. But for something out of the box that we only kind of slapped on the bare bones essentials to make this thing perform that much better, I think it's very good. I mean, it absolutely can keep up with the Gucci build. So I'm thoroughly impressed. Way to go once again, Ryan Sensei. That's why you do this instead of me. All right, so what I have to say is your Gucci gun, yeah, it was good. It was good, of course. I'd expect no less for something that you've probably spent your life savings on.
Yes, my baby.
Yes. Did you take out a mortgage for that thing?
Close to it. Close to it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yes. I could feel it. It was good. But what I do want to highlight though is the low M4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How'd you find that gun?
I thought it was pretty good. Like, yeah. I love budget M4 AEGs or just AEGs in general. Yeah. Like, there's something about them that I like them. You know, they're appealing. They're appealing to me. So I enjoy lower budget guns, just for fun. But there was something about just the trigger and how that worked with whatever electronics it already had in the gun itself.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a great jumping off point for people who are just starting, you know, to play and to tech and want a little bit more before taking the plunge. And I'm sure you can take a lot of these parts out and put it in, you know, your eventual higher end build too, right?
Absolutely. I would say that you would want to treat the budget gun or the Lancer Tactical kind of as an investment, right, where you're just kind of dabbling in this custom tech stuff and, you know, you don't want to have someone else do it. It's a great gun, or any gun in that range, SEMA, Specna Arms, right, even, you know, Lancer Tactical. Great things to start off with and then move up with.
Right.
So you get a little experience, then maybe you invest a little bit more in a base gun, like go to a Crytac or something, VFC,
Right.
one of those, and then take that same idea, the same concept, and just upgrade those guns. And, you know, baby steps. No
Right,
need to
right.
start with a Ferrari and, you know, use all your money.
True. That is very true. I mean, you know, always have something that you can be your test bed. And
Yep.
if something breaks, your heart won't break.
As hard.
Right. or you don't file for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, thank you for watching another episode of Airsoft Hi-Lo with us. What did you guys think about this concept? Should we stay with the sky's the limit thing, or do we want to come back down to earth and set more realistic you know, budgets for the Hi gun as well? Let us know in the comment section below. And hopefully we'll see you guys on the next episode. Anything else you would like to add before we bid adieu to everybody?
Same thing with what just Mark said, you know, is you know, great idea with the unlimited budget versus a set budget. Let us know if there's other guns you want to try. Obviously, you know, being in downtown Osaka, we only have so much space for a range.
Yeah.
But we will go out to a proper longer range and start testing builds with ranges as opposed to just trigger response and internal builds as well. But let us know what you guys want to see, because we haven't forgotten about you. So maybe a sniper build in the future, something like that.
Maybe.
Let us know.
Fingers crossed. We certainly hope so. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Don't forget to follow our socials that you see right here on screen. And until the next episode, guys and girls, we'll see you next time.
Catch you later.